Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is intended to be an instructional video on how to use the INVO starter kit. So we also have a bottle of liquid that we'll be using with this kit. So first, let's take it out of the box. And we're going to go over all of the hardware. This would be your USB charger. This is what charges the battery. We'll get to that in a moment. So on your device, it's two pieces. You just unscrew the top piece, which is called your tank. The bottom piece is your battery. 5 clicks turns it on. 5 clicks turns it off. So we're going to turn it back on. Now, when you charge it, you can plug this USB into a computer, your car, a wall piece, anything will do. To charge a battery, you simply screw it onto the charger. And once you do, the light on it is going to turn red. When it's done charging, it'll be green. Then you'll know to take it off the charger. You never want to screw it in too tight. Okay. The tank that comes with this particular kit is a disposable tank. This means that when the coils, you see the little coils hanging down, when those are burnt, which typically takes 2 to 3 weeks depending on how often it's used. Once they are burnt, and you'll know when that is, you'll start getting a burnt taste out of your liquid, and it'll also quit producing the amount of vapor that it should. Then you would simply buy a new tank. At that time you can upgrade your tank, buy another disposable, however you choose. So, to fill this tank, the top piece unscrews. You'll see that there's a small O-ring here. You definitely don't want to lose that. That's what creates the seal when you have your liquid in, so that not only does it hit right, also it doesn't leak. Alright, now you have your liquid. Here we have some mallow cream. Sounds tasty. So, what you do, and any liquid works in any vaporizer, so it's just whatever you prefer on the liquid. Looks like I have okay, there we go. Now, this part can be a little bit tricky. When you fill your tank, you want to make sure that you go down the sides. If you'll see, there's a center hole. You don't want to get liquid down the center hole because you're going to flood your tank. In the event that that happens, I'll show you what to do in a moment. Now, you put this down the side, kind of hold your tank to the side, and you want that liquid to go down the sides of that tank, beside that plastic. And at different places in the tank, it's easier to get liquid down in there. You kind of give it a minute to and you'll want to fill your tank. Let all that liquid get down in there. You want to make sure when you're filling it that these wicks right here get thoroughly saturated, because when you go to prime your tank before you use it, if those aren't real saturated, you could burn your wick and you're going to have a brand new tank that already has a burnt taste. So, we have the tank full. So we put the lid back on. Now, people prime these in different ways. Some people will just let it sit and let the liquid soak into the coil for a few minutes. Or you can do what we call dry hitting it. And to dry hit it, that means to puff on the tank without hitting the fire button. So just like that. Now, liquid looks to be good and saturated. It's going to take a minute or two to get it really going till those wicks really soak up the liquid. And there you have your vaping. Now, in the event that you did get liquid down that center hole, simply take your tank, hold it over a paper towel, a trash can, and just blow through it. And it'll blow any of that liquid that you got down the center out. You'll know that you've done that if you try to hit it and you hear a gurgling noise. Also, when you put the tank onto your battery, never screw it down too tight, only till you meet resistance. The reason for this is there's a center pin in this battery. If you put this tank on too tight, you could push that center pin down and it will no longer make a connection with your tank, and therefore your device will not work. So there you have it, a setup vape that's ready to vape. Happy vaping.